Hey guys, here we are back in my studio. Here's my 36 by 36 canvas. As you can see, I scraped a previous pour. Had a few issues, but we won't go into that at the moment. So these are the colors I'm working with today, my color palette. Basically, almost like the color wheel with yellow, orange, red, sort of a purple color, blue, green, and white. I'm gonna put most of the white on the bottom as a base, and then I'm gonna do half a cup of each of these and then circle back through. And we're going to do sort of an old school dump and swirl. I'm not going to use my colander or my strainer. We are just going to make a big puddle, and I'm gonna swirl it and we'll see what happens. There's my dump paint. And yeah, we're gonna get started here in just a second. Okay, we're back here at the canvas. The paints have all been double checked and they are all the correct consistency. We'll start off by saying a quick hello. Quick tap on the middle of the canvas to make sure that it is nice and firm. Sounds like a drum. So today I'm starting with half a cup of my white on the bottom. And I'm just going to go through all my colors as they are on the color wheel. And I'm just sort of gently throwing them down on top of each other, sort of in the hopes that they mix. And you have some multicolored pearls at the end of the pour. So using this beautiful deep red, and then this sort of plum color, and then of course this deep, deep blue. Now I wanted to put a little bit of white in between because I've got this turquoise, and I didn't want the turquoise and blue to be so close to each other. I wanted a little bit of a separation. Rest of the white. And we're going to go through all the colors once again, starting with the yellow. And then the orange. It's almost yolk color yellow. Again, my favorite color, this beautiful deep red. Then the purple. And the blue. And last but not least, this turquoise color. Now, most of these paints I've mixed myself, so that was kind of fun to do, to create your own color palette. So we are going to put the black paint off center here. If you follow me, you know that I tend to tilt in the same direction. And I also say sometimes in my videos that in my next video, I will tilt in a different direction. But if you watch my videos, you've noticed that I have not done that yet. So maybe in the new year. That'll be my New Year's resolution. So these canvases are also quite heavy. These are the gallery wrapped level 3 canvases from Michaels. Now you see me drying off the edge there because it was wet and I didn't want my hand to slip or the canvas to slip out of my hand. So I did just a simple swirl around once and then took the paint over the edge. Now this film is not sped up or slowed down. This is the actual pace that I poured today. And then we got that last corner to get over. Now remember, you need a lot of paint to cover this canvas, and a little extra as well because you have a lot of territory to cover and also to tilt off of. You don't want too little amount of paint because then everything gets way overstretched. So I put it down back in its tray. And I'm just sort of surveying what we got going on here. I see some colors coming down on this. To me, it's the top of the canvas, but for you, it's at the bottom of the screen there. And we're going to get up in just a moment, and we're going to do the time lapse to see what happens next. It's just checking the edges to make sure that we're inside my tray. And here we go. Now I did fiddle with it once I put it on time lapse. I just wanted to make sure that I got some of the bubbles out and make sure it fit in the tray. And as you can see, voila. Okay, here we are about an hour or so in. I was not expecting this. This is pretty cool looking. Yeah, it's like I lost a lot of the color and that white keeps showing up with that yellow. And that blue, I really like the blue, and if everything holds together as is, I am going to go in and I'm going to paint that blue, a little more blue. I just think it needs that. Yeah, that's about it, taking out the edge. So really interesting. Interesting how some of these are smaller cells down here. You can see the yellow, the oranges, and the red. And then we have all the white. So we'll see how it dries overnight. And here's a reflection of my light. And we'll go from there. So hold on and I'll show you first thing. Okay guys, here I am back the next morning and it's looking pretty good. I am gonna go in and brighten up this area in here, but I'm gonna use the same color. And I'm gonna fill in probably the pearls. I want that to really stand out. And some of these white pearls here, I'm probably gonna go in and just sort of make them a little bit brighter. And that's all I'm gonna do except for the edge. And I think this is kind of an interestingly dramatic piece. And yeah, so let me just get set up here. I'm not gonna show you time lapse because it's gonna take me some time. And I'll show you when it's done. And yeah, so thanks for stopping by and hold on. Hey guys, I did decide to film my time lapse for you just to kind of show you what it looks like a little closer and sort of what I did to clean up around some of the pearls and with that beautiful turquoise color and some of the white. Okay, let's watch. Okay guys, here we are just to show you a quick touch up here. A little bit of that turquoise as well as that deep blue and then some of that sort of coppery color and just making sure those white dots are nice and crisp around the negative space. And I just did the edge as well to clean that up and to make it look sharp, almost like a waterfall edge. Okay, let's look at the dried results. Okay guys, well I did decide to go in and to do some touch-ups and I did decide to show you what I was gonna do. So I did just sort of highlight the negative space a little bit more, just sort of cleaned it up and defined some of the pearls. I wanted it to stand out a little bit. Which it now does, which I'm happy with. It's hard to see in here. Those are dotted with some blue, some deep blue, and that greenish blue I also dotted in there as well. So standing back, I think it looks pretty awesome. And yeah, I think we're all done. So guys, hold on. And coming up in the next few days, I know it's the holidays, it's Christmas, but who knows? I may be doing another pour. Take care, hold on, and we'll see you soon.